My name is Rhapsody, his name is Lollash, and welcome back to Slay the Spire Cooperative Edition. How's it going, Lollash?
It's going well, Rhapsody. How are you?
I am going absolutely excellently. This is the first goddamn cold day that Sydney has had in a trillion years, and I'm pleased about it, because my fucking AC still hasn't arrived, so I just need the weather to be okay.
That is the sadness. I have air conditioning, thank God, because it has been ridiculously hot in Australia.
Yeah.
The past. Did you see Adelaide went through like a 40-degree heat wave for over a week?
That's fucked up. Did you see that Penrith broke recorded temperature? 47 degrees centigrade.
Yeah, 47. That's halfway to boiling water. That's just ridiculous. So we're back with some more Slay the Spire because this game is digital crack. And we're going to play some Silent today because we did an Ironclad run successfully on our first sort of cooperative two heads are better than one style playthrough. Now we're going to try and do the same thing with the Silent.
So you mentioned at the end of the last episode two different builds that you like to do with the Silent. I believe they were Money Shot and... can't remember the other one for the life of me. Disco, there we go.
Disco.
What are these builds?
So Disco Silent's real easy to make work. Because you can bloat the hell out of your deck. It's all about calculated gambles, the unplayable discard cards, and
so it's just the discard build.
Yeah, Disco.
Oh, okay. I get you. I get you. I've done that one before. I really love when you get Tincture and the
tough bandages.
No. I mean Tincture. Just this is a 2-relic combo without the tough bandages. Tincture and the... God damn it, the chip, the calculated chip, whatever it's called.
Gambling chip, yeah.
Yes. Just discard your entire opening hand, deal 3 damage randomly to a bunch of enemies.
It's pretty good. The Money Shot Silent build is much harder to make work, but it feels so good when you pull it off. And it's based around grand finales. So if you don't find a grand finale before the end of the first floor, you can't do it.
Alright.
But it can be a lot of fun.
I have an extremely contentious history with Grand Finale, by which I mean I've used it like 4 times throughout a series of 75 episodes so far, and it's never worked well. I've like maximum I get to use it 2 times in the course of an entire video. To be fair, I usually pick it up aspirationally before I get well-laid plans or before I get a reasonable amount of like minute and large card draw, but still, wah.
It's a difficult card to make work, but if you get... The dream is well-laid plans plus 2 grand finales and some limited card draw and keep your deck thin, and then you can get it to the point where on turn 1 or turn 2, you can play 2 grand finales, which just means you insta-win every single fight pre-boss, so...
Yep.
But we should get into this because we don't have a huge amount of time today.
That is 1000% true, except for the shapes. That's the one fight that fucks up those kind of like first turn kill strategies. All right, so I was looking at the map during the entire time and I've pretty much figured out our route. We're going to be going for 2 elites as per the usual. Which of these 2 do you prefer? I'm just straight up saying no to transform 2 cards. Fuck that forever.
That's amazing.
What? Why?
Yeah. All right, so one of the most difficult things in this game is finding out what kind of archetype you're going to build, right? And getting some early cards in your hand gives you some direction early on. Transform can transform into uncommon and rare, and it removes 2 basic cards from your deck. I've gained a lot of respect for the starting relic in Silent, specifically in Silent. I don't think Backpack is good on the Ironclad or is as good as the starting relic is on the Silent. But I honestly would go for the Transform and transform 1 strike, 1 defend here. And the reason is 7 max HP, so we're losing 10% of our max HP, which is a little unfortunate. But we are removing 2 basic cards and adding 2 advanced cards before our first combat even. And that is going to give us a little bit of direction. And like, if we get lucky and hit, like that's great.
It is.
Alchemize plus Terror is insanely good.
Both of those upgrade to a 0 cost, so we're looking at a very, very light energy-based build. We can do things like expertise to refill our hand. We can do things like 1,000 cuts at this point. Right.
Yeah. And the fact that we can now reliably get 1 potion per combat, we basically have White Beast statue, right?
Yep.
At the cost of 1 energy per combat, we have White Beast statue, which is bonkers, right? That's a boss relic that we just got.
Yeah, it's a boss relic.
Because of that card.
To mention, the White Beast statue is one of the boss relics, as Lollash just mentioned, and it gives you the ability to, after every single fight, pick up a new potion. Alright, so you pretty much just flood yourself with potions.
Yeah. With this deck, if a fight is even remotely dangerous, or you can save any HP, or you have any kind of terrible draw, you just pop a potion.
Yep.
Because you just get them reliably through Alchemize.
Dex. I'm not hovering over for any specific reason. I just think it's definitely Backflip.
Backflip is an excellent card. Eviscerate lends itself super well to a discard synergy deck. Like
no discard
lightweight
synergies available yet.
Yes, which makes Eviscerate a dead card at the moment. So I think you go with the Backflip.
Cool.
I have a lot of respect for Eviscerate. It's a 3-way multi-hit. It stacks with Envenom and Strength and stuff. It's just bonkers. You take the Golden Idol.
Do we lose 5 max HP?
I don't think you do. I think here you probably become cursed.
Cursed? I would take the 15 damage before the curse because we're more likely to have regen potions as a result of the Alchemize.
True, but injury is the best curse to have in your deck.
No, it's not.
We are going to have plenty of...
No, the best curse is clumsy because it's ethereal. It burns itself out of your deck.
Yeah, true, but I suppose that's fair enough. There's not a lot of exhaust synergies in the silent. But there are reasons to have curses in your deck, right? You can get Duvidol. You can. Well, you've got Duvidol. You've got Blue Candle in combination with anything that requires you to play multiple cards.
Sure, that's a long shot though.
Well, there's so many things that require you to play multiple cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or things that benefit from playing multiple cards. But yeah, I think either way, you can take 15 damage or you can become cursed. How's the map look as far as elites? Are we going?
Yeah, we're going 2 elites. We've got 1 mid and then we've got 1 late. All right, Regret actually straight up kills me in too many runs. I don't think we take it unless we're going to immediately go to the shop.
Next tile's a shop. We take Regret here 100% of the time. You're right though. Regret it fills you with Regret is going to end up being one of my favorites on Twitter. Ooh.
Okay, the frozen egg. So this is the new frozen egg that's been included in the beta edition. Whenever you obtain a power card, it is immediately upgraded. So we can take frozen egg, then Noxious Fumes is upgraded in our deck.
Frozen egg the new frozen egg is kind of OP. I think, especially in a silent deck that likes to play a lot of powers, like your Infinite Blades, your After Images, your Noxious Fumes, like all of those things are good when you stack them. Footwork. I think Beta Frozen Egg is probably a great choice here. Yeah.
Now, the other choices that we have are Grand Finale to try and do the Money Shot build. We've also got Burst. Burst is ridiculous with Alchemize and Backflip.
Yeah, I think you may find another Burst. You may find another Grand Finale. You will never in this run again see Frozen Egg. Once it shows up in a shop, you can't get it. And I think getting it this early before we've acquired any of the powers we want, and then immediately picking up a Noxious Fumes Plus is just too valuable to pass.
It is worth noting, if we take the Frozen Egg plus the Noxious Fumes, we are going to have to keep Regret. We haven't got enough money to remove as well on top of that.
We have 1 disco at the moment in Survivor. And the deck isn't real offensive. Like we have with Noxious Fumes, we can just be very defensive.
Yep.
I think we can get away with it. I think we can, and you know, we might hit a removal in one of the question marks.
I agree entirely. What do you think about Sucker Punch? I never pick it up unless I have Paper Frog.
Sucker Punch is actually really good if you have lots of energy or any kind of multi-attack synergy. We don't have either of those things, so...
Ouch. 4 HP lost.
Yeah.
Freaking hate.
Basically, that Noxious...
Sorry?
That Noxious Fumes Plus just cost us 4 HP, basically, as well as the gold we paid for it. But that's okay.
Hopefully we don't lose any more HP in this fight, because the longer any fight goes, the much worse off we are.
So you don't backflip here.
Yeah, I know we don't backflip, but the problem is we can't kill without it. I think we just drop a fire potion.
You strike fire potion. Yeah, you strike fire potion. Get out of the fight early. Don't risk drawing into another regret.
Sure. Explosive potions. Caltrops because it upgrades, or Cloak and Dagger, or Dagger Spray for the AoE.
So, all three of these cards are good in their own way. Caltrops comes with a free upgrade, which is nice. 5 damage to the attack is really good against anything that multi-attacks, like the birds on floor 2. But I have a lot of respect for early game AoE, and Dagger Spray being a multi-hit means you gain additional benefit from strength potions or any kind of strength gain. It stacks up with Envenom, and I like it's still way better than a basic strike pre and post upgrade on a single target. So I would probably go with a Dagger Spray here for the AoE rather than the Caltrops.
Considering that we already have Noxious Fumes and that most enemies attack you, and that I usually go for like a more defensive build, try and stack up my dex, try and upgrade my defense even sometimes, I would probably go for the Caltrops.
The thing is, there are a lot of fights where you've got to clear out little guys quickly. And the fights I'm thinking of specifically, like on this floor, you've got the 5 slime. You've got... on the next floor, you've got triple burbs. You've got the triple slaver fight.
Yeah, that's true.
And you don't, like... It is better to be able to do 8 or 12 or 16 damage right now with a Dagger Spray than deal 5 damage to all enemies in most circumstances, I think. If you wanted to go defensive, I would call Cloak and Dagger over Caltrops, to be honest, even with Caltrops having a free upgrade. But for me, whenever I play, the first AoE card I find, I pick. Whether it be a Whirlwind, a Cleave, a Dagger Spray, even an all-out attack, I will pick as my first.
I agreed with that exact same position last episode. I wouldn't do it with an all-out attack, though. I rely too heavily on my draw.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, upgrades.
Neutralize, Terror, Alchemize, and Dagger Spray are all pretty good choices here. We do have an elite next space, so Neutralize as an upgrade is a pretty good idea.
I think you hit Neutralize first because 2 turns of weak in a thin deck is just too valuable. And now we wish we'd hit Dagger Spray. The sadness.
That's okay. We're gonna drink a strength potion and Dagger Spray for a bunch.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm wondering if
we might as well throw out an explosive potion. There aren't many fights where an explosive potion is better. I'd just throw an explosive potion this turn. You can save it, like, technically the correct play, if you want to push your glasses up onto your nose, is to wait until the explosive potion will actually kill a thing. But you're going to use it in this fight, or it's going to speed this fight up.
It's true.
Regardless.
I'm just thinking about the idea of using the Dex potion.
Yeah. I think the Dex potion is definitely worthwhile here. Remember, we've got insane amount of potential potion gain, right? Because of Alchemize. And we'll definitely find somewhere to play it in this fight.
Rather than doing the extra block, I did the extra damage because I don't want this fight to go super long. We only have one strike left in the deck. Damn it.
That's alright. That's a fine turn. Block all the damage, knock off all of their debuff reductions. That means Neutralize is going to be better in future draws.
That's true. I just wanted to have Strike as one of my cards. Prevent this Sentry from filling my deck with bullshit. Alright, flip first. Probably just stab, alchemize, neutralize.
Yeah, stab up. Yeah, neutralize the middle guy.
Yeah.
Take no damage, get another potion.
We need to get this regret out of the deck as soon as possible, though.
Yeah, I would be looking for a new shop, and if not, I would be aiming for as many question marks as you can find.
Hell yeah. Get discarded, son. Dagger Spray is easy lethal here. Boom. Alright. Warpaint. Hey. 2 defends. I'm more than fine with that.
Yeah, it's one. It would have been better for it to hit like backflip Terra, but even just upgrading 2 of your basic defends is totally worth. I would skip him.
My own misplay, I should have taken the card first because it could have given me another backflip, and then that backflip could have gotten upgraded. Would you skip?
I do the same thing all the time. I would skip. Backflip is no better than a defend other than the card draw, and we don't have any sort of energy gain, and we don't have a lot of 0 cost.
It's true, but we have no other card draw.
We've got a backflip.
I mean,
we'll almost certainly want to pick up... Like, here's the thing is, you've got to remember, in the future, if we see an acrobatics, are we going to prefer an acrobatics to a backflip in any situation where we want to draw? Probably. If we see an expertise, are we going to prefer an expertise? Probably. If we see an adrenaline, are we going to prefer an adrenaline? Probably. So having extra backflips in the deck just means we have more chances to draw, like, a hand that is backflip, backflip, defend, defend, defend. Rather than, you know, acrobatics, backflip, defend, defend, defend. I think the acrobatics there is better.
Terra Alchemize backflip. Terra Alchemize Dagger Spray, rather.
For an upgrade here. Are we clear for elites right through to the end?
No, we've got one more elite. It's after another space, though. After another rest.
Okay, so we can rest it. Actually, there's a shop there before that last elite. If you rest here, we skip a campfire, we hit an extra shop, and we can remove regret. If we go up that middle path. We also get one more question mark.
See, I like to play risky, even though we have a regret in the deck, and even though we're going for a later elite. I wouldn't rest here, I'd just smith.
Okay, alright, but if you get killed by, like, Gremlin Knob or something, I take no responsibility.
Hell yeah, kill me, Gremlin Knob, kill me.
Terra was
I dare you,
right
double
choice,
motherfucker.
Hey, Singing Bowl.
Yeah, it's great pickup.
It encourages a trim deck and boosts up the max HP that we lost earlier.
Regrets.
Yeah, there's a little bit of regret there. But at least you've got, like, Dagger Spray, Strike, Alchemize. And we're only going to take 2 HP. And we got an energy pot.
We're 1 from being able to kill that backline, though.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Damn it.
You don't take any damage.
I know, but the fight went 1 turn longer than it needed to.
I know. I feel it.
Makes me sad on a spiritual level. Alright, this is just 1000% blur, right?
Yeah, I agree with blur here. Unless you're trying to make disco silent work, Underhanded Strike's garbage. We definitely aren't a poison deck, so... So, this is probably Noxious Defend.
Yeah.
In fact, this is probably Energy Pot. And
yes!
Dump Hand.
Good work. Totally in. Because I just want to get everything out of my hands so that we can't have the regret do so much. So
You're gonna really struggle against Gremlin Knob if he shows up.
he's not going to show up. We have a arrangement. We're not so different, you
right.
and I. You?
You're pretty different to a Gremlin Knob. He's swole.
It's wow. It's fair. It's fair.
It's fair though. Was there a reason you backflipped there? I suppose you could dig for a blur so that you're more likely to be able to play an offensive turn next turn, but I was scared you'd draw out a bunch of attack cards that you couldn't play. I probably just would have defended up. You could have also drawn Regret.
That's true. Both of those are true. Ah, yes. Okay. I think all of these are good cards in different builds.
Yeah, agreed.
I think expertise is ridiculously broken.
Yeah. The funny thing is, you want exactly one copy of expertise and one copy of concentrate in your deck. And you want to draw them in the same hand.
Oh!
No molten egg beta.
Remove the regret because that needs to happen 1000% of the time.
Yeah. I love leg sweep. Like, really love leg sweep.
Okay, so do I, but we're going to be upgrading Alchemize pretty soon. It goes down to 0 cost. We've got Terror, which is 0 cost. We've got Neutralize, which is 0 cost. And we've got Expertise to be able to refill our hand after we play a bunch of cards. So, I think the more cards we create in our deck that are 0 cost, the way better off we are. I think Madness is a good choice here.
Madness is a good choice once it's been upgraded, but it means you have to blow an upgrade on it.
That's true.
And we have other things in our deck we'd like to upgrade. Like, we'd love to hit Blur. We'd love to hit Dagger Spray.
Blur? Blur gets 3 block when it's upgraded. It's the same as upgrading pretty much like any other card, except for the fact that you want to play Blur over any other defense.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, if you draw basic Blur and upgraded Defend, it feels real bad to play the Defend rather than the Blur. I think Madness is a fair choice. You just have to be willing to, like, deliberately aim for Campfire's next floor so that we can get an upgrade on it.
Unfortunately, now we go to a shop. Goodbye. Fuck off!
It's apotheosis.
Why do I even look? Why do I even look at the Campfire right now? Just tease myself with all this shit I can't get.
You've only got 19 gold as well, so it's not even worth.
It's true. Warpaint upon pickup upgrade 2 random skills, and Singing Bolt whenever you skip a card reward, increase your max HP by 2. Sorry, just have to go over that. Hey, yeah, Gremlin Knob!
I told you it was gonna be Gremlin Knob.
Yeah,
I told you.
I'm not scared. Are you scared?
Yes.
Why?
Absolutely. So you Madness here, right? And try and hit Expertise or Strike. Survivor's not a bad call. Alright, so you're almost certainly going to have to pot it out here.
Yep.
But don't throw it at him until he's actually hitting you.
Yeah, no, that's why I didn't use it last time. Terra is going to do enough damage over the course of its lifetime to be worth it.
Yep, definitely. I think this is probably Terra, Strike. And then you have to decide how quickly can you kill him. And if you can kill him in 2 more turns, then playing a defensive card is correct. And if you can't, then playing a defensive card is incorrect. I think it's incorrect here.
Incorrect, yes. So usually the calculation for me is, this gives me 5 block, right? And I'm giving the opponent 2 strength. Unless I'm vulnerable, the calculation is I've got 2 turns and then a half, effectively, that until we reach parity, and then past that, they're doing more damage as a result of what I've done.
Yeah, basically, if you don't kill him on the following, in the next 2 turns, in the next 2 attacks, rounds that you play, then defending's incorrect. Here, defending is definitely correct with the defense plus because it's 8 block.
Mm-hmm. Which changes it to 4 turns that I get.
Yeah, exactly.
We're fine. Just draw 3 strikes in the next turn and we're good. What? You don't think we're gonna draw 3 strikes?
Well, you could with a draw potion, I guess.
Close enough. And then even alchemize for good luck. Get myself a dex
Alchemize to get
potion
it
going
back.
out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, I approve.
Gremlin knob trying
Still.
to. Ooh.
Ooh, shuriken. So this wants to be a shiv deck now.
It does.
We already have the expertise. We take a concentrate here.
I disagree. So backstab's been upgraded. It's been what's
It's been
buffed?
changed on the beta branch to 0.
Yes, it now costs 0. It does 11 damage instead of 12, but it's an opening hand 11 damage for free in a deck that highly values 0 cost cards.
And it helps get the shuriken chain rolling on turn 1. Yeah. So I didn't know backstab had been upgraded on the beta branch because I've been playing
Yeah,
on non-beta because of the Twitch integration mod.
I saw you playing with backstab actually last night, and it had a cost, and I was like, "What is this? Did they nerf it again?"
In that case, backstab might be correct. Concentrate's interesting because concentrate allows you to potentially go infinite. In combination with expertise. Expertise draws up to 8 cards, and then you discard 3 of those cards to gain 2 energy, and then you play 2 card draws. And you can, like, in a small deck, easily go infinite with concentrate and expertise.
Sure. But in the
I
deck,
don't know if
this
that's
deck
this
as it
deck,
stands, I don't think we can do that.
Yeah. So maybe backstab. It gets a shuriken train rolling. Gives you some free attack damage.
Alright,
And
we're
you're
up
definitely
against
resting.
we're up against the Guardians, so yeah. Shame. There are
I
sometimes
don't
when
think
I
it matters
have
who you're up against.
there are sometimes when I have melees and I'm up against the Hexaghost, and I'm just like, I'm gonna take 0 damage in this fight.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So you just bap this guy real hard.
Madness before I play any strikes.
Yes. Yeah, madness for a strike. Hopefully.
Whee! Think I did
Like
that in the wrong order. I
30
could have gotten
damage
5 more
eventually.
damage in.
Yeah. We have to keep in mind the dex potion as well. There's our Terra. So this guy's damage reflect is based on card played, not attack damage taken.
Yep.
So multi-hits are better against him than most damage reflect enemies.
Mm-hmm. Definitely true. I think we
So I
get
think
time
this
to
is
play
Noxus
Alchemized
Blur
later.
Survivor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Sharp Hide works
It
differently.
may have even. It may have been worth dex potioning there.
Really?
Something to consider. Yeah, well, it's not likely that this guy actually gets damage through on us.
Mm-hmm.
But on the off chance that he's going to, it would be better to dex early. Obviously, like any buff potion, the earlier you use it,
Yeah,
the
definitely.
better. So this is just Alchemized Triple Strike, right?
Yeah.
Get that potion.
Hey, Regen, good to see you.
Actually, there's
Thinking
an
about
argument
blurring for the next
for double strike and blurring. Yeah, you get the plus strength from Shuriken by triple striking. So,
All right, I want to Survivor the strike out of Survivor the strike out of my hand, neutralize, and then expertise for the refill.
yeah, and then probably defend after that.
Yeah. I'm assuming that we're going to be defending. It's just, yeah, beautiful. 0 cost cards in our deck.
And you get a free strike.
Hey, we're actually going to clock in at a less than 50-minute first floor.
That's impressive. I did say that we'd get quicker at this after the first one because we've started to already, like, know how each other feel about certain cards and relics. And this floor hasn't had a lot of difficult choices, right? There's been some really obvious picks.
Yeah, definitely true. Just defend. Yeah, easily done. how much damage have we taken in this fight? I think we took 3 on one attack. So I think we could have actually gotten away without the rest.
We could have, but one like failed to draw neutralize, like end of the deck to end of the deck, or even start of the deck to end of the deck, and we all of a sudden take a lot more damage.
Don't worry, my comment section is more than happy to remind me literally every second episode that I would have survived a certain thing if only I would rest. I never do it. Live fast, die young. Yeah.
This is like there are 2 cards in this game that I think you pick 100% of the time, and they are Adrenaline and Offering.
Yep, I agree. I am giving a slight consideration to Storm of Steel, considering the fact that we have Shuriken, but I don't think we have enough card draw, even with expertise, to really justify using it to just try and buff up the Shuriken.
Yeah, no, we definitely go with the Adrenaline here. It enables the card draw engine and makes it more likely we play 3 attacks. So, Pandora's Box versus White Bear versus Ectoplasm. Ectoplasm is probably my least favorite energy gain relic.
Yeah, agreed. I would prefer Velvet Choker, and most people hate that card relic. Yeah,
I'd even prefer Velvet Choker in this deck, and this deck wants to play a lot of cards because the gold is just so valuable. How many basic strikes and a defense do we have? Because Pandora's Box is a fun relic, but it depends a lot on the balance of the deck and stuff.
I'm sorry that you can't make me do another transform this run.
I'm pretty sure I can.
We've got 2 defense there. We've got 3 strikes, 2 unupgraded defense.
Yeah, so let's look at your deck in total, because you're right. Pandora's Box is a risk unless you have a well-balanced deck outside of your basic cards. So we look at all of your... Well, we do.
No, we don't. We have 3 block cards. If we transform all of our defense, we're not going to have enough block.
Yeah, so if you transform your defense, you lose 4 block cards out of 20, right? Which means that you go from 7 out of 20 to 3 out of 20 for block cards. But you have 8 chances to roll another block card. Let's say a third of the time you get a block card. That means that 2.5, 3 blocks come back, which means that you have 5 or 6 block cards in a draw-heavy deck with multiple exhausts and powers. That's plenty. Admittedly, the one thing that makes me think maybe not is the fact that 2 of the defends are upgraded.
Yes.
That's the only thing that makes me think Pandora's Box might not be correct here. But we don't need White Bear. We have Alchemize. And I'm not willing to give up gold gain for energy. So I think, honestly, here, Transform is correct.
I think the White Beast statue enables you to use twice as many potions. 2 potions every combat trivializes a lot of combats.
And Rhapsody, what happens if next boss we draw Calling Bell Tiny House Sozu?
Then we skip. No, we take Tiny House.
And not have energy. Not energy again. Yeah.
Well, sure, like, but you can't justify that based on the idea that what if we get Sozu in the future?
I mean, this whole game is a game of what ifs, right?
True.
At the end of the day.
That's not, like, the highest likelihood.
I think if you hit Transform, you're likely to get 2 to 3 block cards. I think that leaves you with enough block cards. And I think that we're going to get a higher quality of card in the deck. We already have a lot of card draw in our non-basic cards. And I think that we will end up in a position where we'll have a much stronger deck for it. That's my opinion. You don't have to accept that. You have your hand on the mouse.
It's true. I think this deck is already tending much better towards a deck that thins itself out over the course of the match. Exhaust, 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 power, exhaust, exhaust. That thins itself over the course of the match, has a bunch of 0-cost cards, and can just expertise every turn, play a bunch of 0 costs, expertise again next turn, play a bunch of 0 costs. And I think transforming my cards and ending up with things like Dash or Nightmare or just like these expensive silent cards that you could get, or not getting enough block, are 2 ways to guarantee that the run just loses its identity and fails.
I thoroughly disagree with you. I think this is one of those situations where you hit transform. So this is one where we're going to butt heads, and you will have to make the final decision because you have hold of the mouse. But
I'm sorry, my friend.
He's going White Beast.
It has to be the White Beast statue. I transformed at the start of the run. I gave it a good college try, and it worked. It did work.
You got alchemized.
I will give you that gladly.
Regret that.
You know what? I may well do, but I'm not going to regret it for another episode. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. The name of my friend here has been Lollash. You can see his channel on Twitch in the description down below. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you as we continue next time.
Bye, guys.